Welcome to My Cowboys Family. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell. Today on MCF, we're going to take a first look at week 2 of the OTAs for our 2023 Dallas Cowboys, specifically Thursday's OTAs open to the media. So kicking things off before the practice was head coach Mike McCarthy. He spoke a lot about play calling, getting clean plays out on the field as fast as possible, specifically on offense. And, you know, he was asked about DeAndre Hopkins, making a move for him, picking him up off of free agency. Cowboys like what they got at receiver. Basically, that's what McCarthy said. Also talked about other players out there like Mozzie Smith, Micah Parsons, Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert. We'll get into that in tonight's live stream. As you can see, earlier in the week, Dan Quinn was on the field outdoors, but not today, guys, not for the foreseeable future until the first week of July, because the grass field, the middle of the grass field, the practice field, there's an issue right now with it. So for player safety, the Cowboys are going to be practicing indoors at the Ford Center. McCarthy really likes to practice on field, but again, the grass fields will not be repaired until the first week of July. So now indoors, you're seeing Dan Quinn with some of the young defensive backs, and he's repping that doomsday defense. He's wearing that shirt right there, that sweater. As you can see, the rest of the players coming on the field, the team coming on the field, and Dak Prescott leading the offense here, matched up with an 11-11 drill. Now, how did Dak do today? Had some issues that kind of, you can look back to last year in 2022 and say, those career high 15 interceptions, what's going on with Dak? Well, what I mean by that is when you see a short red zone drill going on today, Dak threw a perfect pass, tight end Peyton Hendershot. He dropped that pass in the end zone. 6th round rookie cornerback Eric Scott was right there for the interception. So yeah, Dak gets credited with the interception. It was really Peyton Hendershot who dropped it. And then you see CeeDee Lamb here on the sideline talking with the defensive backs, the defense. And he was doing some work out there on some of these drills. CeeDee Lamb stretching out, making some great grabs out there, some great catches. Don't forget about Michael Gallup. Like we said last week, looking springy. He's looking confident, looking better from that ACL, doing the same stuff out there, jumping up for the ball. And our newest acquisition on the receiving core, number 3, Brandon Cooks out there also with these drills. Looking great out there. These receivers ready to roll this 3-headed monster we got on our receiving core. Hey, let's not forget about little man, Cavonte Turpin, who's right now pegged to do a lot more on offense. Last year, he didn't have much of a chance as an NFL rookie. Still in the USFL, had a long extended season, trying to make up for lost time. Unfortunately, had at least one miscommunication with quarterback Dak Prescott. Now let's look at our second round pick, tight end Luke Schoonmaker, number 86. Earlier in the week, he's looking great out there, catching passes, practice. Today, as you can see now, he's wearing a boot on Thursday's practice on his foot, which he said it was a minor issue. We're hearing it's inflammation. So again, a lot of healing time before we get to training camp. No big issue. Just, the Cowboys are not concerned. And not only that, but Schoonmaker, as you can see here as well, was able to get some practice, some reps, and some hands work there, catching the ball on the sideline. All right, let's flip it over to the defensive side, or at least in the trenches. You see Micah leading the way here, but let's also talk about some guys that were missing in the trenches, specifically on the defensive side for today's practice, this Thursday practice at OTAs. DeMarcus Lawrence was not there. Dante Fowler was not there. Nose tackle Jonathan Hankins was not at practice today. On the other side of the ball in the trenches, Zach Martin was not there today. And don't let me forget, Trayvon Diggs also missed another OTA that was open to the media. So he's missed both of those this year so far. Doesn't seem, it's not a contract-related situation, but something to keep an eye on. And again, guys, a lot of guys missing from the trenches, but they're giving it their all, battling in there. Micah leading the way. Look who he's battling there as he's coming in from the left side of our defensive line. It's right tackle Tyron Smith. He got his, veteran minimum snaps there at what's looking like to be his starting position until Terrence Steele gets back on that field at right tackle. But it's also very important to note that Cowboys' second-year guy, offensive tackle Matt Waletzko, was not only spelling Tyron Smith at right tackle, but also flipping inside and playing left guard, something to really keep an eye on. Remember, guys, new offensive line coach Mike Soliari has taken a long look at Waletzko, 5th round pick from last year, who has now fully been cleared from that shoulder injury that sidelined him for most of his rookie year. And let me touch on 2 other injury updates for the Cowboys: running back Tony Pollard and right tackle Terrence Steele. Both these guys opened practice outdoors on the rehab field with Britt Brown. Pollard then went inside to the Ford Center and joined the team for mental reps. He also hovered around some of the drills. He was in them last week, doing about 20 minutes of work. Today, he did stand in alignment as part of the process and getting back into the mix. Looking back at the defensive line, let's talk about a player I think is going to have a fantastic second year in the NFL. Sam Williams, defensive edge. Mike McCarthy spoke about him at length today before the practice, and here's what he said about him. Quote, Sam really came on for us. The more opportunities he was given his rookie year, the more productive he was. You can see the comfort in what we're asking him to do, really schematically. Move around is some of the things the defensive staff is doing. And Sam, I've been impressed with Sam so far for the first 3 installs. End quote. That is fantastic news on our up-and-coming second-round pick, Sam Williams. Finally, our defensive backs. Talked about Eric Scott a little earlier. He took some first-team reps with this guy on your screen. Number 21, new Dallas Cowboy cornerback Stephon Gilmore. Remember, guys, no Trayvon Diggs today. Nashawn Wright also did not practice. Deron Bland on the field, Eric Scott on the field. These guys taking first-team reps with starter Stephon Gilmore. And let's take a look at Kelvin Joseph. How is he doing today as he continues to work at his new position, nickel cornerback, that slot corner. Despite, him playing that slot corner, he was still on the far side of the field with the younger players on the 11-on-11 period in practice. He's hoping to move up the depth chart. Also busy at that nickel slot cornerback position. Safety Israel Mukwamu. Keep an eye on that. So that's going to do it for this video here on My Cowboys Family. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Join us for our nightly live streams. And as always, never forget, go Cowboys!